Asus just dropped some wild tech at Computex 2025, and I was not ready for what they had in store. Now that you've had a glimpse of the chaos, let's break down what Asus is actually bringing to the table this year. Some of the builds I saw at this booth were next level. Have you ever seen a satellite futuristic themed PC? This was built by AK Mod, and it was literally out of this world. But here's the thing, how clean would this build be with a white ROG Astral GPU instead? I mean, come on, an Omni PC that's interactive? You don't see this type of creativity every day. In fact, I've never seen this type of PC building. These put all my PC builds to shame. This is more of my pace, however, a Doom themed PC featuring a special edition ROG Astral RTX 5080 Doom collaboration just shows how Asus can bring creativity and innovation to reality. Low-key, I want to know why they chose an RTX 5080 instead of a 5090. Wouldn't you want to go all out with a 5090 instead? It might just be because of the huge jump in price from a 5080 to 5090, let alone a Doom edition version of the ROG Astral. I get it, an RTX 5080. Okay, let's move on. Here are some big reveals ROG is working on launching this year. For example, ROG just introduced the fastest gaming monitor in the world. Bold claim, right? But the ROG Strix Ace XG248Q SG, oh my, who the names this stuff? But the ROG Strix Ace XG248Q SG is boasting its refresh rate of 610Hz overclock and is specifically designed for esports. The monitor size sits at 24.1 inches and has low input lag for incredibly smooth gameplay. So 24-inch monitor means 1080p gaming. So this is definitely catered to the FPS, millisecond timing. I can definitely tell the difference between a 144Hz and a 240Hz competitive gamer. Those gamers. I'm actually curious to see what 600 plus FPS looks like in a game like Apex Legends, Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, you name it. I want to see if I can tell the difference. I'm not sure I can. Another product highlight would be the peripherals. The ROG Falcata, a 75% split gaming keyboard with hot swappable magnetic switches. Yep, Hall effect, which means you can customize the actuation force of each key, allowing gamers a competitive edge. And I personally want to review this keyboard. So if all goes well and I get the opportunity to work with Asus again, come on, the Falcata deserves its own product spotlight video. Also, one of my viral videos I've made in the past featured a split keyboard. So revisiting this type of peripheral might bring back some nostalgia. Lastly, for modders and PC builders, Asus ROG seems to be putting in more work towards the BTF projects. Now, BTF stands for back to front, featuring a cableless sleek look for PC builds. More PC cases are BTF friendly, more components support the design, and best of all, more BTF motherboards are slowly being introduced. Also, to answer your question about BTF builds, the graphics cards plugs directly to the motherboard, and that's where it draws its power. And that way, the cableless aesthetic remains constant throughout the build. I've never built a BTF PC before, but maybe it's time. I'm definitely curious as to how easy it would be in terms of managing the cables, not needing a turntable to go back to front, back and forth, back to front. And lastly, the opportunities to really make your PC look sleek and clean when the build is done, of course. Was there one you'd buy in particular? If so, which one and why? Personally, I'd want to buy a white GPU, and I really want to try that 75% split keyboard. Speaking of keyboards and peripherals, check out Asus's new collaboration with Hatsune Miku. They went all out with the peripherals. Tough Gaming H1 Gen 2 headset, Tough Gaming Mini wireless mouse, Tough Gaming K3 Gen 2 keyboard, and the Tough Gaming P1 mousepad, all displaying Hatsune Miku theme. It's cute. I love the colorways, but I don't really know much about Hatsune Miku. Oh, I said it. I said it right this time. Sorry, chat. Honorable mentions I found in the Asus booth. First off, they finally daisy-chained their fans. Finally. So the new fans coming out will now be connected magnetically, and I believe only using one wire. Good job, Asus. I remember installing the Ryujin AIOs, only to find out that each fan has 2 wires to deal with. So cable management altogether in that build was a nightmare. Also, many companies have added reverse fan blades as an option. Nobody flips their fan anymore for intake. And if companies still do that, I have no comment. I just can't. They're late to the trend, in other words. Also, motherboards that have built-in Wi-Fi 7 now have that Wi-Fi driver pre-installed in the motherboards upon purchase. Do you know how much time and effort that saves? The previous Wi-Fi motherboards did not have that, which means if you wanted to use the built-in Wi-Fi, you'd have to get a flash drive, look for the Wi-Fi driver on the Asus website, download the files into the flash drive, and then input it into your new build. That's a lot of work. And that was a huge factor that deterred me away from building with Wi-Fi motherboards. In fact, even using the Wi-Fi, I just use Ethernet. But going forward, now I want to test it out. So stay tuned for my short form content featuring Wi-Fi 7 motherboards with pre-installed drivers. Huge W there. Another fun little interactive part of the Asus booth was talking to Omnibot AI. I asked him a really hard question to try to stump him. Check out the clip. How much gold is in the RTX 5090 Dubai edition?
I don't have specific information about the gold content in the RTX 5090 Dubai edition.
But for those that participated in asking Omnibot AI something, you actually got an ROG themed deck of cards. Pretty cool. Okay, but seriously, I looked up on how much gold there was in the Dubai version of the ROG Astro RTX 5090, and there is 6.5 grams of fineness gold plating in that GPU. 6.5 grams. Yeah. My favorite part of the booth has to be the new white GPUs. Everyone has been waiting for it, and I'm a huge sucker of clean white PC builds. So now that the 50 series cards come in white, Asus TUF gaming cards, and the ROG Astro GPUs, it's time to build an Asus themed white PC build. Super excited for that. As of now, the GPU market is cooked though. The market prices for graphics cards is crazy. And I believe the only way I can get my hands on one of these cards is if I beg. I'm kidding. Unless Asus wants to send one over for some content coverage, please. Okay, gamers, if you have not experienced the beautiful view and exposure of an OLED yet, what are you doing? Legit question, what are you doing? This year, Asus is coming out with a plethora of OLEDs. We have the widescreen curved OLED, my personal favorite for gaming, 1440p OLEDs, some glossy OLEDs. And speaking of OLEDs, did you know that Asus has this feature called Neo Proximity? I don't have footage of Neo Proximity, but essentially it's a feature where Asus OLEDs detect if you're still in proximity of your monitor and shuts off automatically when you're not. This is to prevent burn-in. And if you have burn-in, they have a 3-year warranty for burn-in. That's a lot of burn-in. In other words, if you purchase an OLED from Asus, they have that built-in 3-year warranty for burn-in. I think I explained that well. Final takeaways. It all went by way too fast. Asus has definitely catered to a smoother gaming experience for the typical gamer, and also by improving their peripheral game, especially the OLEDs. Again, if you haven't experienced an OLED, you're missing out. I didn't really cover AI technology, but just know that they're cooking in that department. I personally don't delve into much of AI besides like Copilot, so I probably can't give you a strong standpoint as to where Asus stands in their AI progression. But I am super excited for the future of BTF products and PC building, and I feel companies are leaning towards less wires and more aesthetically pleasing, performing components, if that makes sense. Like the daisy chain fans mentioned earlier, and how most fans on the market support reverse blades. No one wants to see the back of the fans anymore. Same goes for BTF graphics cards. That one thick wire you see that powers the GPU, no more. A small change like that makes a huge difference in the aesthetic of the PC build. So yeah, I really can't wait to see where BTF goes from here. And yeah, that's a wrap for Computex 2025. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that bell notification for similar videos like this. But before you click away, let me know which of these Asus innovations, products, builds excited you the most. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I really do want to hear from you and what your thoughts are for the future of gaming. All right, see ya.